What's happening, guys? My name is Dan Reese from ZebranoWoodcraft.com and welcome to Tea Break Tuesdays, which is a weekly catch-up for craftspeople to come and take a break over a nice cup of tea and get some real talking done. This week I'll mostly be drinking some basic round tea bags from the co-op in this lovely polka dot mug that says Kutch. You're probably asking yourself at this stage, what is the point of this? What am I watching? Who is this guy? But basically, to sum it up, I got a lot of really positive feedback from my last video, which was all about motivation and what's stopping you from achieving your creative goals. And I got a lot of positive interaction, so I felt really good. I thought, hey, this has actually helped some people, and that's the entire point of this YouTube channel, is to help you guys. So I thought I'd start a new weekly video where you guys send me questions and I'll give you answers. Am I qualified to give you answers about business? Probably not. I'm not a life coach, I'm not a business mentor or personal trainer, but I've run a successful Etsy business for about 2.5 years now, full time. I'm a relatively skilled craftsman, and I love what I do. So if I can help some of you guys by giving you some advice and avoiding the mistakes that I made in the past and save you a bit of time, then these videos will be totally worth the watch. So this week, my first question for the first ever Tea Break Tuesday came from my friend Steve, my good buddy, and his question was, what do I need to start an Etsy business? So he's like just at the very first stage, just starting out. He's got a few ideas for a couple of products he'd like to sell, but he just has no idea where even to begin. So my answer to this question is obviously you're going to need a Wi-Fi connection, an internet, a laptop, a camera, etc. You know, some basic bits of kit, but pretty much I want to emphasize to start that there are a lot of cogs moving to create, you know, a successful Etsy business. You've got like your marketing, you've got like your product creation, customer service, packaging. There's all sorts of things, like lots of cogs that are coming together to make the whole machine work, especially if you're a one-man band or a one-woman band. So I just thought, like, what I'll do in this video is just start with the very basics, and say that basically the first kind of 4 things you'll need. Number 1 is skill. You'll need a high level of competency at your craft. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a wood turner, a silversmith, whatever it is, make sure that you are creating like the best work that you can produce. At the end of the day, it's going to be a handmade business, and one of the main selling points of handmade items is that they are generally of a higher quality than something that was made by a machine, and that's what people expect. So you should be very skillful at what you do, and you know, whether that means that you take a few weeks to practice to get, you know, up to a high level. I would say though that practice is important, but don't wait too long until you start selling. Perhaps sell quite cheaply at first while you're still kind of mastering your craft, and then later on, you know, when you're much better, you can put your prices up. So I would say just start selling as soon as you possibly can, as soon as you feel reasonably comfortable, just to kind of get some feedback from people, and get an idea of, you know, how you can improve. And also then it covers your costs too, so, you know, materials and time cost money. The second thing you'll need, obviously, are great products. Now, in my opinion, what makes a good product? Well, I believe that they should be useful, well made, handsome, and generally it should solve a problem. So what do I mean by those things? I mean, it's pretty obvious that you need to create something beautiful for a start. It should be very good looking, very well made. Secondly, it should be useful. It should solve a problem. I mean, like, I've been making pens and razors recently, which is fairly obvious, you know, what kind of problems they're solving. You need something to shave, buy a nice razor. And thirdly then, you need a good cohesive product line. I would recommend a minimum of sort of like 10 products, and they should cover like a range of different prices. So generally I would say have 4 products on like the cheaper end of the scale, 4 kind of in the middle, and then 2 which are just like really out there, expensive, crazy high-end items which are just absolutely nuts. And what you'll probably find is by having like 2 or 3 really high-end expensive products, you'll actually sell more of like the middle range. And then the 4th thing pretty much is a willingness to learn. I mean, I mentioned already, there's a lot to this, there's a lot you're going to need to learn, starting with obviously the craft that you've chosen, as well as then the business side of things, like the mechanics of the business, social media, search engine optimization, copywriting, marketing, email newsletters. There's so much to learn, but it's all out there. There is, like I've mentioned in other videos, there are a lot of content creators who are pumping out information for free. Etsy even has like an Etsy seller handbook. And I've even written a few articles myself about search engine optimization, and I will hopefully have a few things coming about copywriting as well. So I've put links down in the description or in the blog post if you're watching this on my website, with lots of different resources that you can kind of look at to get a better idea of where to start. So I hope that's been helpful. I know it's quite vague, but I mean, I didn't want this video to go on for 3.5 hours. I'd like to sign off by asking you guys a question. Well, 2 questions. Actually, firstly, what advice would you give to somebody starting out in their handmade business? Or if you're on the opposite side of the scale and you are actually starting out, what aspects of business are you struggling with as a creative startup? So leave me a comment, or even hit me up on social media. I'm on Instagram daily, and I've just started the new hashtag, Tea Break Tuesdays. So hit me up. A quick bit of news as well, I am still filming tutorial videos. It's just they take me a lot longer to film and actually edit and put together and publish. But I thought I'd kind of do a few of these kind of videos in between, just to kind of keep you guys engaged. But I will have more content coming soon, like of tutorial videos, and I've also got a Skillshare class that I'm working on, and a few other exciting things too about Etsy. So subscribe, stay in touch, let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Boom!